All right, garage woodworkers, I'm talking about 3 updates I've done to my shop during this winter season that might be well worth your time and money. One of them is very cheap. You can do it with scrap wood. The second one is a little bit more expensive, but well worth it. And the third one is hands down the best tip I could give you right now. So wait for that one, and I'll show you that at the end. Let's get started with number one. The first winter upgrade I did is this vertical storage space, which is why this funny camera angle is going on, just so you can see what's up here. This is built off of some vertical wood storage I have. Whatever wood is really long that I can't fit on my wood wall, I put up here. I don't put too much weight so it can hold it, but it's also built with 2x4s. It's gonna be fine, don't worry about that. Along the side here, to utilize this space, I built this little L bracket storage area. And this allows me to grab my tape measures anytime I need them while I'm at the assembly table. That's really nice because oftentimes, like a lot of us, my tape measures are everywhere. And sure, I can go hunt and find those, but with one quick glance when I walk in the shop, I know that my tape measures are here. And while I'm working here, if I don't have it right on me, I know there's one right above me. Also above there are the 2 most used woodpecker squares that I have. So I just mounted those in the little containers they come in. And that way I can grab it and I can use it on the assembly table, and I'm not going to accidentally leave it out there and maybe knock it off the assembly table or ding it with something else, because frankly those are really expensive, and even though they're well made, they're aluminum and they get dinged, they can get nicked up, which I don't want to do when I spent so much money on those. So this allows me to do my measurements, pop it back up there, and move on with the project. The last thing this holds, and that was intentional with this, was to make an L bracket that's wide enough to store these Bosch drills. These things are super nice. They're really convenient, especially for woodworking when you don't need all the power of construction drills and drivers. These things are about 2 for $100 at one of the big box stores, and I like them a lot. I would fully recommend these, and then the nice thing is that they store right above here. Now obviously when you make this, you want to think about storage and safety. You don't want things dropping on your head, so just make sure it's really secure. I've seen people do this same idea but with magnets, and what I'd worry about with that is if you swing your hand or anything like that, those magnets might get knocked off, right? Or excuse me, those magnetized things might get knocked off. So this is a great upgrade, and this is one that you could do pretty quickly that allows you to access stuff that you're going to use all the time. Let's move on to the second thing. The next winter upgrade I did was these HD clamp racks from Rockler. Again, this isn't sponsored. I did a full video on these just because I thought I should review them because it seems like they're kind of worth the money. And after about 2 months of having them, they are totally worth the money. I would highly recommend it. They're really nice because even though I'm someone who likes to make his own storage systems and I don't want to spend money on manufactured clamp racks because that just seems ridiculous, they're actually really nice. And they're really good for your parallel clamps because parallel clamps can get really heavy. And these are built so that that's not an issue. You're not going to have any chance that these are going to rip off the wall or fall off the wall. And I'm really confident in putting stuff up there and knowing that it's sturdy and it'll be, ready to go next time I need it. So this was a really good upgrade. Right now I think they're on sale. They're pretty cheap, and you can get those 20% off coupons and just buy one at a time. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can do that, but I really recommend this. It's nice to get clamps off the floor and out of the way, eliminate tripping hazards and all that kind of stuff. I teased this at the beginning, but the best update you can do to your shop in the winter is make it more comfortable. If you're in a garage like me, insulation is a challenge, keeping it warm is a challenge, and the biggest update I've done in recent years is this infrared heater. It's called a Dr. Heater is the brand. It's from Amazon. I'm, again, not sponsored for this, but it is the DR238, and it pumps out heat. It is so nice when you're working in the shop and your hands aren't freezing. It works really well. It has like 3 different heating settings. It has a timer on it. It really does a nice job. So if you're looking for a heater and you can't have like a pellet stove or a wood firing stove in your garage, or you're just sitting there with like some of those little space heaters, this is really worth it. Those little space heaters for me would always pop the breakers. They didn't work super well. This thing pumps out heat. So I fully recommend getting something like this. One of the reasons I liked this one specifically was mounting it to this upper loft. And if you look at my shop tour, you can see how I built these little upper loft carrying areas, whatever you want to call them, storage areas. And this mounts right to that, which helps then because it's out of the way and it's not going to cause a problem. Now, there's like a billion warnings on it, like anything. I'm sure they've had just their fair share of lawsuits. So this might even be technically too low. I think you're supposed to have it a little bit higher. I think that's so that people don't like walk into it if they put it at like a restaurant or something. I'm not worried about that here, and it's also, I'm kind of short, so this isn't a problem. But it's really nice, pumps out heat, and keeps me warm so that I can actually work in here during these frigid winter months. And as far as all of the upgrades, heating is by far, I think, the best one. Now, there's a ton of like mini split stuff you can do, and you can do all sorts of things, but honestly, for most, I think, woodworkers who are out of our garage shop, who are hobbyists, amateurs, we're not going to spend all the money to put in a mini split unit in a garage. It's kind of ridiculous. This thing is like $100, and I would buy it again. I might buy a second one in here just to really make sure I have enough heat going on. Fully recommend it. So there you go. Those are 3 winter upgrades that I've made to my shop that have been well worth it, and I fully recommend it. I'm sure you've done a ton of cool winter upgrades to your shop, especially if you're a garage hobbyist like I am. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you're doing in your shop, and I'd love to see what you have going on. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. That'd be great, and I'll see you next time.